have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Ahmadiyyah.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
All right, so with that all being said, let's get into it, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your second morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Queen Amoni Huey is here. Juju, Dangerous, all right. Mr. Elevation, Stacy is here. That Crazy Beach Aries, Kimberly is here. Claudette, all hell nah. Desmond, Twizzle is here. Twizzle TV, Samantha. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Jeff ATL, Nessie X. Sophie is here. Root Trackers, Buckhorse DC. All right, Darius, let's get into it. Shy Hannah. Okay, so everyone please get the likes up. Let's get those likes up. Now let's talk about it. Let's get into this first story because unfortunately this woman had to take the life of a teenager who was breaking into her home, coming through the window, and she is not going to be charged. Okay, so let's talk about it. He was breaking in through the window of her 8-year-old daughter's bedroom, and she fired and hit him. Okay, fired and he was struck, and he is no longer with us. So interesting thing is the complex where she lives doesn't allow for their residents to have weapons on property. They're not allowed to have guns. So they were talking about evicting her for defending herself and her daughter. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this report.
I heard her window start going back up. So I went and I looked in the hallway and I could see him standing at the window lifting it up, and I just shot.
Gunshots that killed 14-year-old Devin Baker at the bedroom window of Aaliyah Wallace's 8-year-old daughter early morning, December 14th.
It's bothering me that he was a kid.
The incident happened not long after police left Wallace's home after responding to her 911 call about someone trying to break into her duplex.
So I called him at 1:22 a.m. We talked for like 30 minutes. They did a report, took pictures of everything, and then they left.
I believe there were reports that you had been burglarized or attempted burglaries before.
Yes, I have like 3 or 4 police reports before this night.
So what has happened since this incident?
The apartment called and told me that I was not supposed to have a gun at all, even though I kept calling them and telling them I was cleaning my living room, sweeping my floor, and I heard her window start going back up. So I went and I looked in the hallway and I could see him.
Okay, so this has been something that has been ongoing, apparently. Okay, and so the nerve that they wanted to charge her or evict her for having a weapon. Hold on, let's go to this other news report. Likes up, everyone, please like and share, because this is the update. And like I said, she was not charged as she shouldn't have been, as far as I'm concerned. Sorry, the young teenager lost his life, but what was he up to? Okay, hold on. Let me start the share again. Okay, here we go. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. This is why parents need to be finding out, what their kids are up to. Okay, they need to be more stern and more strict on their children, because some of these parents don't have a clue what their kids are up to, especially these teenagers. They don't know who they're hanging with. They don't know if they're going to school or not. They don't know what they're doing because they're not paying attention, quite frankly.
Someone breaking into her home in the middle of the night in December has been cleared of any criminal wrongdoing by the Tarrant County grand jury. The person she killed was a 14-year-old boy, but she did not know that when she fired one shot to protect her home and her children. Fox 4's Sean Rabb is the only reporter to speak with Aaliyah Wallace then and now. Sean.
Yeah, Clarice, Fort Worth police referred the case to a Tarrant County grand jury without recommending any charges, leaving it to Tarrant County jurors, citizens, to decide whether she should stand trial. And the jurors said no, and for Aaliyah Wallace, a sigh of relief.
I feel great that they was able to see it through my eyes.
Aaliyah Wallace, grateful that a Tarrant County grand jury refused to indict her on any charges after she shot and killed someone trying to break in her federally subsidized home. The shooting happening in December of last year. For Wallace, 4 months of wondering.
Basically that it would be, drug out, or I'll be away from my kids, or, things like that.
It was an early December morning when Aaliyah Wallace shot through the curtain hanging over a window in her 8-year-old daughter's room, where someone was trying to enter. Her unit had been the target of multiple break-ins and attempted break-ins. Each time, she called 911 and reported the incidents to management. The person outside her window turned out to be a 14-year-old.
I want to offer my condolences to his family and thank everyone who helped me and my girls.
She is the mother of 4 girls.
They go to counseling once a week, so it's still a little tough for them, but other than that, they okay.
Wallace found herself facing eviction because apartment management said she violated rules by having a gun on property. Attorney Mark Melton took up her defense on that issue pro bono, and the eviction threat went away. Many people supported Wallace, including a Central Texas Republican State Representative, Carrie Isaac. What do you want to say to them?
I want to say thank you so much. We are eternally grateful for that. We were able to move away from the apartment, so thank you.
So along with her children, Aaliyah Wallace is also in counseling, and the family's moved to another part of Tarrant County.
Sean Rabb Live, thank you.
Okay, so I find it also egregious that they don't want these people to have weapons to protect themselves. They're not allowed to have guns. That's absolutely crazy to me. And here's the thing. Had she not been able to protect herself and her child, and injury had happened to them, she could have sued the complex. So that's just real stupid for them to have a policy where people are not allowed to have a weapon to defend and protect their own residents, okay? Because I know someone that got shot at an apartment complex, and they received over $60,000. Okay, and that was years ago. They'd likely have gotten more in this day and age. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you should want your residents, these apartment complexes, should want the residents to be able to protect and defend themselves. Political Wind said constitutional rights. Exactly. Okay. But pay attention. They said it was federally government subsidized. Okay. So yeah, we know how that all works. So likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now let's talk about this doctor who was sentenced to 50 years, said he wanted to help a girl who was 8 years old explore sexuality in a safe place. Okay, this is also ridiculous. Let me share his face on the screen. And this is a doctor. I just want you all to keep that in mind. That's him right there. Okay. That's him right there. And so here's what they say. Likes up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Dr. Lynn Lindemann was sentenced to 50 years in prison for sexually assaulting an 8-year-old girl at his home near Des Moines, Iowa last year. Now, the judge on Friday sentenced Dr. Lynn Lindemann, age 73, to 50 years in prison. He must serve 42 and a half years, according to the Polk County Attorney's Office. The sentence was enhanced because of a previous lascivious acts with a child conviction in 1976 in Johnson County. Now, here's the thing. I want you all to pay attention. He's been doing this for decades. He's been doing this for decades. You don't think that in 1976, when he was charged with lewd and lascivious acts upon a child, a minor, and he was convicted of it, you don't think that he stopped and then just now did what he's accused of now. He's been doing it all the while. I guarantee you. He's been doing all the time in between. Freak. So a jury needed just an hour to convict Lindemann of second-degree sexual assault back in February. He abused the girl at his home in Acme on June 27th of 2023, according to prosecutors. The Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation arrested him the next day. Now, Lindemann's ex-wife testified that he told her that he was trying to help the girl explore her sexuality in a safe place. First of all, why would an 8-year-old have sexuality? That's for number one. Okay. And where were the parents of this child? Did they know what he was up to? Lindemann declined to speak after the sentencing, pleading the fifth until all legal actions are completed, he says. His attorney, Lucas Taylor, told the Des Moines Register after the verdict that he planned to appeal. Say, we're obviously disappointed in the jury's verdict. Okay. However, we believe the court erred in some of its rulings and look forward to pursuing an appeal. Now, Lindemann in 1976 was convicted of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl at a gymnastics camp while he was a camp counselor, according to a federal lawsuit filed last year. I want you all to pay attention because haven't I told you all repetitively that when I was in college, it was brought to my attention through one of my professors who also worked in law enforcement, that these people who are perverts who want to do things to children, they will get jobs that put them in close proximity to people's children. I've told you they'll be camp counselors. They'll work with the Boy Scouts, the Girl Scouts. They'll be school teachers, daycare providers. Yeah, this is what they do. So please pay attention. That's why you should also absolutely vet these people that are around your children and be asking your children questions and tell them and teach them that if anyone does or says anything inappropriate to them, then it touches their private places, and you should tell them what those things are so they can come back and tell you. Okay? Because there's a whole lot of perverts out here, especially when they can get in touch with children via the internet. And even some of them, you put them in touch with your children unwittingly, just like this doctor here. Okay? So anyway, goes on to say that despite the conviction, he went on to become an orthopedic surgeon in the Des Moines area for decades. The victim in that case, Cherie Moeller, filed the lawsuit under the 2022 law that in some cases eliminates the statute of limitations for child sex abuse victims. Moeller alleges in the lawsuit that on July the 10th of 1975, that while treating an injury to her back, Lindemann sexually molested her. The incident caused mental health and emotional problems into her adult life, according to the lawsuit, and the lawsuit is scheduled to go to trial in 2025. Now, Lindemann closed his practice last year after his arrest, and he and the state medical board agreed that he would stop practicing medicine, according to the Register. So they didn't just take his license. They both agreed that he would stop practicing medicine. I just want you all to pay attention to how they just be ever so gentle with how they treat some of these people. Okay, please pay attention. Now let's talk about this former military officer sentenced for burying his wife alive in a shallow grave after kidnapping her from home. His name is Chae Kyung-an. That's his name. He did this nefarious crime and appeared in court April the 22nd of 2024. Let me put him up on the screen. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. There he is, looking like Dr. Fu Manchu, if you ask me. Spitting image. And so goes on to say that a Washington state man was sentenced to more than 13 years in prison to be followed by 3 months of community custody for kidnapping his estranged wife from her home and burying her alive in an attempt to commit second-degree murder. They said the defendant's estranged wife bravely addressed the court to tell her story, stating that it was painful to talk about what she had been through. She said, "With courage, I must tell my story." Now, as reported at the time, authorities said that Chae Kyung-an, age 54, kidnapped his estranged wife from her home in the city of Lacey on October the 16th of 2022. The woman had previously put out a domestic violence protection order against him. Now, and bound her in duct tape. Okay, this is what it says. Bound her in duct tape, even going as far as to cover her eyes. But she managed to use her Apple Watch to send an emergency notification to trusted contacts, including her eldest child. So if it wasn't for the Apple Watch, she would have died, okay? Buried alive. Can you imagine? Now, dispatch advised that they could hear muffled screams and sounds of a struggle. Officers arrived and found the garage door to the residence open. Cops wrote at the time of the crime in October of 2022, saying that shortly thereafter, the children of the resident arrived home and told officers their mother and father were at the home when they left to go to the store about half an hour prior. Officers cleared the home and no one was located. There was used duct tape found in the home, and it was believed to have been used on the victim. Authorities say that On dragged the woman into the woods and then stabbed her. He buried her in a hole 65 inches long, 30 inches wide, and 19 inches deep, putting dirt and even a tree on top of her. She believed herself to be there for hours, but she managed to get out of the duct tape and escape. It was the next day, on October the 17th, that a resident of Stedman Road Southeast woke up to the sound of the woman pounding on the door, asking for help. She says, "My husband is trying to kill me," the woman told a responding deputy, according to Fox Seattle affiliate KCPQ. "Help me." Authorities said that she had walked 20 and 30 minutes to that home, 20 or 30 minutes to the home. Now, as for Chai-On, a person walking on a trail found his vehicle approximately 200 yards off Stedman Road in the woods. In minutes, Thurston County deputies and Lacey cops responded, found the vehicle, and arrested the defendant. He ultimately reached a plea deal with prosecutors who asked him to be sentenced to the higher end of sentencing guidelines. And the defense said that the defendant, a former military intelligence warrant officer of 3 decades, mind you, lived with post-traumatic stress disorder. He was homeless at the time of the crime. Psychological testing by both the state and defense agreed that Mr. An was experiencing PTSD related symptoms during the events of October 16, 2022. But yeah, the mental illness card always works. Okay, so that's what his attorney said. Trying to feign mental illness. He knew what he was doing. Okay? If he was so concerned and had such mental issues, why didn't he try to take himself out instead of her? All right? Please make it all make sense. So anyway, I find it all so interesting. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, a missing mom is feared dead after the police find her apartment cleaned with bleach. Okay? Brianna Watson hasn't been seen since March the 17th of 2024. On Friday, the Clayton County Police Department said the detectives believe that Watson is dead, and they identified Mikhail Edwards and his wife, Brianna Phillips Edwards, as the persons of interest. Now, let me put their mugs up on the screen, because they believe these are the two that have taken her life, because they absolutely believe that she's deceased. Okay? Been missing for over a month now. That's the two culprits that they have in mind. So they say police in Georgia on Friday said a mother reported missing weeks ago is believed to be deceased, and they identified the father of the woman's child and his wife as persons of interest. Now, Brianna Winston's family reported her missing on April the 1st. The Clayton County Police Department gave this information. They say the family went to her apartment and found that Mikhail Edwards, her live-in boyfriend and father of the 4-year-old child, had completely cleaned out their apartment, according to police. One family member told the Fox affiliate WAGA that the apartment reeked of bleach. Her family also learned that she never showed up to work on March the 17th. Now, police believe she vanished in the early morning hours of March 17th and was the victim of a crime that left her incapacitated in some way. According to the police, Winston's last known location was in the area of Garden Wooden Apartments in College Park, Georgia. Now, to date, Brianna Winston has not been located, but all points of evidence indicate that she is deceased, and detectives will proceed with the case as a homicide investigation, according to Clayton County Police. Edwards and his wife, Brianna Phillips Edwards, are considered persons of interest, according to the police. Police stopped short of calling the couple suspects and have not arrested anyone in the case thus far. Edwards is at the Clayton County Jail on an unrelated aggravated stalking charge, and Phillips Edwards was arrested for making false statements to the police, but it's unclear if it's related to Winston's disappearance. She has since posted bond. The family told WAGA that Winston and Edwards had a rocky relationship. Her grandma said that she just wants to know what happened to her. The family has spent weeks handing out flyers in hopes of a positive outcome. Well, I agree with the police. She's probably deceased. Okay, she's probably deceased at this point, unfortunately. Now let's talk about DA Karen. Yes, Mr. Elevation said bleach. Yes, absolutely. When someone's trying to clean up a crime scene, they'll use bleach because they know that kills most germs and all of that, and also to try to get rid of any DNA evidence left behind, like blood, fingerprints, and all of those things. So yeah, that's absolutely something to be suspicious about. Okay, absolutely sounds suspicious. And then he moved and didn't tell anyone that he was moving. Now, New York DA fails to stop for speeding ticket, swears at a police officer and says, "I understand the law better than you." That's what Karen told him. So in body cam footage of the exchange, District Attorney Sandra Dorley admitted to going 20 miles per hour over the speed limit and said, "I don't really care." Okay, this is what she says. I want you all to pay attention to the entitlement of it all. Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Dorley returned home on April 22nd following the attempted traffic stop in Webster, New York, and then repeatedly refused to comply with the officer's commands when he arrived at her house. And this is all on body camera footage, which I'll show in a moment. Now, in the footage, which the Weber Police Department provided to local outlets, she mentioned her position as a district attorney several times. Okay, so let's talk about it. And she's like, "Y'all work for me. I don't work for y'all. And I'm not stopping to get a ticket." That was her attitude. Please pay attention. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Here we go.
Hi.
Hi. I'll talk to Jeff. Jeff.
Okay.
I was just on the phone with the chief.
Okay. I'm the supervisor with her now, so.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't want to pull over on Phillips
Okay.
Road. It was just, I figured
Okay.
I'd just pull into my driveway.
Okay. Well,
And I called Dennis and I said,
Okay.
"That's me that they're trying to stop."
Okay.
So
But-
that's the end of story.
Okay. But you should know better, right?
I was speeding. I know that.
Okay. So why didn't you just stop like you're supposed to?
Because I didn't feel like stopping on Phillips
Well,
Road at 5:30.
that's not your choice. You know that.
Well, I made it my choice.
Okay. Well, now you made it a bigger deal than it needed to be.
It's a really bigger deal. And when people start coming, it's a much bigger deal.
Well, you caused that, Sandra. Well, what do you want us to do? Not do our job because it's you?
No, it's fine. I said, "Write me a ticket." But I was just saying, I was not going to stop at Phillips Road at 5:30.
Okay. Well, you broke another law because of that, right?
So
And you should know
so
better.
they got me a traffic ticket.
That's not a traffic ticket. That's an arrestable offense, Sandra. You know this. Why would you not just pull over? You made it a bigger deal than it needed to be. And you knew why you were getting stopped, clearly.
Clearly.
He could have stopped you, had a conversation with you, and been done with it. But now you made it this whole big deal
Clearly.
for no reason. Did you provide him your license and registration?
Yeah.
Okay. You have her ID?
I gave it back to her. It's attached to the job and everything. So.
I didn't want to stop at Phillips Road. I was right down the street. I figured I will just stop in my driveway. That's what I figured. I thought it would be easier. Apparently I was wrong.
Yeah, well, that was not the right choice.
I mean, you know the deal. If he would have stopped you there on Phillips and then talked to you.
This is all so foolish. Okay, first of all, she's clearly lying. She already told the truth in the first place. She said that she didn't feel like stopping. That's what she said. And then she says, oh, I figured that I just stop at my driveway. I figured that'd be easier. No, she thought that's what she was going to do and get away with it. Now, let's get into it, because it goes on to say that Monroe County District Attorney Sandra Durley, okay, she was stopped. We already know that in the footage with the Webster Police Department, which they provided. She mentioned her position as district attorney several times, swore at the officer, and called Webster Police Chief Dennis Kohlmeyer on her cell phone. Now, I want you all to pay attention, because clearly that body camera footage is edited, because I didn't hear the part where she swore at him. And we heard vaguely, the end of her on the phone when she said she was calling someone. Okay, she says, can you please tell him, the officer at her home, to leave me alone? After arriving at her home and exiting her vehicle, Durley, who could be seen standing inside the garage, told the police officer, I'm sorry, I'm the DA. I was going 55 coming from work. Pointing out the reason for the traffic stop, the officer who was standing outside of the garage told Durley 55 and a 35. And she responded, I don't really care. And so the officer then asked her to come over here, telling her this is not just a traffic stop, ma'am. So visibly irritated, Durley refused to comply, instead telling the officer to call Chief Kohlmeyer right now. I'm telling you why I stopped. You don't stop at all. You didn't stop at all. Did you not hear my lights or sirens or anything? The officer says, and Durley claimed she did not. She did hear it. Okay, she's clearly lying. She said she didn't hear it, but at the end of the day, she said she didn't want to stop. Okay. Now, here's more of the footage. I'm going to share this because that little clip isn't showing us everything. So I'm going to go to the full footage. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. And I'm not going to show this whole thing because it's like 18 minutes. I'm going to fast forward.
Dennis, and I said,
Okay.
that's me that they're trying to stop.
Okay.
So that's the end of the story.
Okay, but you should know better, right?
I was
Know better.
I mean, you know the deal. If he would have stopped you there on Phillips and then talked to you for the street.
Looks like it's an open line on a cell phone with people that were yelling at one another.
She pulled right in the garage.
Yeah, he got out of the vehicle. Everything.
That's for all advice.
Explained to her. I mean, she knew exactly that she was going 55 in the 20 or 35. She even called the chief. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah, I know. I got a phone call right away. So.
being done with it, but technically it's a arrestable offense if she didn't stop.
Yeah. So that's why we are where we are.
He's supposed to be here for other reasons.
Yeah. No, a lot of us have, but everybody working today except for the sergeant has never been here.
perfect since I'll be prosecuting myself.
Okay. At the end of the day, you see my lights and sirens behind you, and obviously they're going off. Just pull over, we can have a conversation, and be on our way. I kept my eye on your vehicle. I'm not going to check my computer to see what plate it is if a vehicle is not stopping for me. I want to keep my eyes on that vehicle for my safety, so I might get home at the end of the day.
I apologize, but
I'm sorry that you had a bad day.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry it went this way, but I do respect what you do. Have a good day, man.
But I would say, here's something I was going to call the notes on this. You know the house directly across on Phillips Road?
Directly across from what?
Here, the stop.
All right, thanks.
All right, we'll see you. Sorry.
Thank you.
He's just happy he's got company.
No, he's okay.
I don't know if that's you.
Okay, so what a load of BS. What a load of BS. So she did not get arrested, so she just does what she wants to do. That's how it goes, apparently. Okay? Because she did not get arrested. I find it also nefarious. What do y'all say about that? Yeah, she clearly has the complexion for the protection, but at the end of the day, also because she's the DA. Okay, because she's the DA, so she got exactly what she wanted. And so they're out here enforcing laws on everybody else, on regular citizens, but not obeying the laws themselves because they're above the law. Okay, I just want you to pay attention to the hypocrisy of it all. All right? Yeah, Roddy said they claim white privilege is not real. Exactly. Terry said this is ridiculous. It absolutely is ridiculous. Okay, please pay attention. And so anyway, I find it also interesting. Like I said, likes up, everyone please like and share. Now, let's talk about this young man who says that he gave a bad review at a restaurant and now the owner wants to fight him and offered him some knuckle sandwiches free of charge. Please pay attention.
I left a negative Google review for this restaurant and now the owner wants to fight me this Friday. And how do I know that? Well, he sent me a Google Calendar invite for this Friday called Parking Lot Beatdown Session. And the description of the event, parking lot, food will be served, knuckle sandwiches. How do you work at a restaurant and misspell the word sandwiches? So this weekend, my friend and I want to try out new places to eat. So we find this place on Google, all right? 4.3 stars, 7 reviews. We get there, place smells like shit, all right? But we're like, sorry, one of those places where they focus only on food and nothing else. So we're like, okay, bet. So we order and we get our food. And I'm telling you right now, it was unedible. Tastes like shit. You could not eat it. I wouldn't even feed this shit to my ex. But me and my friend, we're not confrontational people, right? So we just asked the waiter, can we get our check? And he's like, oh, you guys didn't touch your food. Is everything all right? And we're like, yeah, you know, it seems like we weren't that hungry. He knew we were lying. So he goes in the back, and next thing you know, 10 seconds later, this 6'8", 350-pound NFL linebacker comes out and comes up to us. He's like, oh, you guys didn't like the food I cooked. And then me and my friend were like, you know, it was good. It's just, you know, it just didn't mesh well with our taste buds. This dude goes into a 2-minute-long Dr. Doofenshmirtz's background story on how he had a vision to open up this restaurant when he was in jail. He finally got out and opened it up 3 months ago, and no one's complained since. And he started talking about how it wasn't his cooking. Maybe our taste buds just weren't enriched enough and cultured enough to appreciate good food. At that point, he's not disrespecting me. He's disrespecting my mom. Because these taste buds were cultivated by my beautiful mother's cooking. You can't say that to me. And the fact that no one's complained in the past 3 months was probably the fact that you look like Black Thanos. One snap and they're gone to the Shadow Realm. So next thing you know, me and this guy are going back and forth for the next 2 minutes and he says something very rude to me. And I'm no bitch. So I'm about to be like, hey, you're going to have to see me outside. But my brain tells my mouth to say, hey man, I'm a #civilian. I want no smoke. And then he says, of course he didn't want smoke with me. Are you stupid? Then walks away. So me and my friend are leaving the restaurant. I'm thinking to myself, I got bitched. The entire time I'm thinking to myself, I got bitched. What am I going to do? Am I going to get some eggs in Eggs restaurant? No. I have asthma and bad ankles. I'm a target in jail. So I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write a negative Google review. And guess what? I wrote it, and it was beautifully well constructed, and I triple checked that shit. So a couple hours after posting it, I get a response, and it says, if you're the individual I had a disagreement with, please contact this email address. I'm willing to give you a $100 gift card to a store of your choice. Contact me ASAP. So you know what I do? Motherfucker, I email him. So I say, hello, I'm the individual who left a negative review and had an unpleasant experience at your establishment. I was contacting you in reference to the gift card. And you know what he says to me? He says, I knew your broke ass was going to message me. I'm not giving you shit. Keep your shitty reviews to yourself. And then literally at 3:46 a.m. he sends me the Google. How are you mad in the middle of the night?
He said, how are you mad in the middle of the night? Okay, that was hilarious. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about this teacher who got into a fight with a student for calling him a racial slur. Shocking moment, Las Vegas substitute teacher, age 27, brawls with student who called him the N-word in the hallway, filled with teenage onlookers, they say. Well, I can tell you he made the wrong choice. Okay, he made the wrong choice because here's the thing. See, some of our people are overly emotional and react without thinking. Now, rather than attacking the teenager who called him a racial slur, wouldn't it have been better if he'd taken him to the office, okay, and gotten him in trouble so he could be suspended or expelled? I'm just saying, make sense. Why would you cause yourself more grief? This is also ridiculous. But like I said, emotional people who can't control themselves. Okay, so shocking footage shows the moment Las Vegas substitute teacher fought a high school student that allegedly called him a racial slur. Raekwon Smith, age 27, is seen in footage posted on social media, repeatedly punching a student who is also engaged in the brawl. The incident occurred in the cafeteria of Valley High School in East Las Vegas on Thursday after the student allegedly called the teacher the N-word. Now, Smith, a substitute teacher with the Clark County School District since November of 2023, was on assignment at Valley High at the time of the altercation. Videos of the incident are being used as evidence by local police who arrested both the student and the teacher. He could have saved himself this embarrassment, okay? I'm going to share some of the screenshots. I'm not going to show the fight video, but I'll show you some of the screenshots. This is also ridiculous. You see, teachers have to learn to keep their cool with these nefarious students. You have to be able to keep your cool. You can't jump on people's children. I promise you it's not going to turn out good for you. You're going to lose your job, and then you're going to be in jail. And then you have to pay for an attorney. And then you have to go to court and all of that. And then you may get jail time. Now you have a record. Like, who's doing this? You have to think before you do foolish things. Okay? Now, this is him right here, as you can see, dragging the kid. I'm not saying the kid didn't deserve it, but I'm just saying this was not the way to handle it, in my opinion. Okay? This is the last thing I would have ever have done. Okay? But anyway, let me continue. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, local police confirmed Smith will be removed from the district substitute teaching pool and will no longer be eligible to teach in the district. Probably in any other after this gets out. Now, videos from the scene show both parties throwing punches at one another before the student is knocked to the ground. Okay, sources told Channel 13 the student is recovering from a fight at a local hospital. Valley High School principal Kimberly Perry Carter told parents that the school was aware of the incident, but that the information is preliminary, saying, please know that CCSDPD is investigating the matter. Once we have information to share, we will be sure to update our community, she added. Now, violence in any form is unacceptable and goes against the fundamental principles of education and respect that CCSD officials offers. This is what they said in a statement on Thursday, adding that any altercation between a teacher and a student is thoroughly investigated and appropriate disciplinary action is taken. Smith now faces a litany of criminal charges, including battery resulting in serious bodily injury, assaulting a school pupil on school property, threatening to do bodily harm to public school student, and interfering with a student from attending school, according to court records. Now, Smith is currently being held on a $9,000 bail at the Clark County Detention Center. He is due to appear in court on Friday. So like I said, he just caused himself a whole bunch of problems because that's not the thing to do. Okay? That was not the thing to do. He was only a sub, so it's not like he's losing his teaching license. That's not the point. That's not even the point. Yeah, he was only a sub, but you're not going to get a teacher's license. You're not going to be a sub anymore after this. How much do you want to bet? He's got a litany of charges. So you think if he, just because he's not a regular teacher, beloved, if he goes somewhere else and tries to be a sub, he already can't work in this district anymore. Now, when he goes to be a sub at any other school, they're going to pull his record, okay? And that litany of charges is going to show. So do you really think that he's going to be hired anywhere else? No, he isn't. And he just made things bad for himself. Okay, first of all, who wants to be arrested? Second of all, who wants to sit in jail? And third of all, who wants a record when they didn't have one? Over foolishness, okay? He won't be subbing at anyone's school anytime soon, is what I'm telling you, okay? As soon as any other school finds out that he physically attacked a student and they ended up in the hospital, they don't care what the student said to him. He was in the wrong, okay? He was definitely in the wrong. He just made things hard for himself. At the end of the day, let me tell you all something. See, people who look like me tend to get so upset and butthurt and bent out of shape when someone calls you the N-word. I'm never going to let someone call me the N-word and have me end up in jail behind bars. Because when people call you that, they're trying to provoke you anyway. They're purposely trying to antagonize you. They know that's a word that starts a brawl. They know that. They know that's a fight word. So why would you give them what they want? I'm not going to sit there and let somebody, have me play myself off into being arrested. No. At the end of the day, there is a myriad of things that you could do. First of all, if you call me the N-word, I'm just going to tell you that your mother's an N-word lover or your father, whichever you prefer. That's what I'm going to say to you. So that's going to tick them off. You're not going to tick me off. I'm going to tick you off. I promise you that's how it's going to go. So at the end of the day, getting upset because someone called you that to the point that you put hands on them and end up in jail, you're doing what they want you to do because they already know when they call you that you're likely going to want to fight them. Okay? And so I'm sorry. You let somebody play you out the game if you want to. All right, but I'm not falling for that. That's the oldest trick in the book, okay? That's their go-to resort when they want to play you out of the game. Please pay attention, okay? When they want to provoke you, in fact. So, also nefarious and unfortunate for him that now he's in all this trouble. Now, in another story, a parent was recorded by a teacher who was calling about the son being bad and misbehaving in school, and the parent really didn't seem to care. And that's the problem with a lot of these teens these days. That's the problem with a lot of these kids these days. The parents don't care. They're letting their kids listen to Pound Town by Dusty Red, okay, at the ages of 4 and 5. Now, right, they're letting these teenagers go hang out with whoever, not knowing what they're doing and who they're doing it with, not even knowing if they're staying in school the whole day or whatever. Parents just are not being informed, some of them, and it's going to cost them in the long run. It's going to cost their kids even more so. Okay, so let's get into it because like I said, this teacher called the parent to speak to them about their child. And here's what she said.
A teacher is going viral for recording a phone call between her and a parent to show how some parents don't care about their child's behavior in school and fixing the problem. Check this out and share your thoughts.
This is Miss Glass from your child's school.
Yeah, I know who this is. What's going on?
Hey, I was calling because I'm having a little bit of an issue out of your son today. He is not wanting to sit down in his seat, and he will not stop talking. So
Oh my God, I thought he was sick. So y'all don't handle that?
Well, usually we use our behavior management system, which requires for us to call the parent if the behavior is
It
getting...
don't seem like it's really managing it. If y'all can't, I'm trying to work.
And I understand that, and I also am trying to work, but I want us to work together to ensure the success of your scholar.
She's trying to get smart. Okay.
No, ma'am, I'm not trying to get smart. I just want us to work together to ensure the success of...
She said she was trying to be smart. How is the lady trying to be smart? She's asking you, can you please get your sorry behind self on this phone and talk to your bad arse kid, lady? Now, if you can't come get this little thug, this little demon seed from school, can you at least get on the phone and scare him into behaving? Okay? Ooh, honey, some of these parents are something else, okay? I couldn't be a school teacher in these days and age. I'm sorry. I'll stick to grown folk because at the end of the day, I find it all nefarious. Hold on, I'm trying to fix my darn thing. Hold on. At the end of the day. Now, she says she's trying to be smart. Yeah, that was so disrespectful, right? Well, she was trying to work, mind you, with other kids. Says 169. I'm sorry, but some of these parents are just something else, okay? I find it all so interesting. Courtney J said, my child can't do no wrong. Exactly. That's what some of them think like. Oh, I thought he was sick. Now she's acting as though the teacher's getting on her nerves, when in reality, who should be getting on her nerves is her bad eggs child. Because if the child wasn't misbehaving, the teacher wouldn't have had to call you and disturb you at work. That's how that goes. Okay? Get on the phone and say something to your little thug. All right, before it escalates out of control when they become a teenager. I'm just saying, this is all so crazy. She wants the school to do her job. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Meanwhile, she'll act like, oh, he's not so bad. Please pay attention. With that all being said, let's talk about this bus driver. Because this bus driver was attacked while the bus was in motion by some fool who thought it was okay for him to just get on there and assault the driver. Let's get into it. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. Lights up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Let me put my overlay on the screen. Lights up, everyone. Please don't forget to like and share. Thank you. Here we go.
The video is out after a man attacked an Embark bus driver, causing it to crash right into a metro business. This happened over the weekend in northwest Oklahoma City. Our Sylvia Corkill learns this man's been in trouble before. She's live at Oklahoma City Police Headquarters with that. Sylvia?
Amanda, court filings show Tyrone Harrison is a felon. In 2023, he pleaded guilty to taking clandestine photos of a juvenile in a public restroom. New video released Wednesday from inside the city bus captures Tyrone Harrison erupting after the bus driver refused to let him out at an active train intersection.
The suspect then began punching the bus driver in the face and removed him from the driver's seat.
As he was scratched and punched, the driver falls to the ground but is trapped by a seatbelt. Filings show the victim believed Harrison was going to stomp him in the head when another passenger intervened. With the bus still in motion, the driver begins to stand up, but it's too late.
This caused the bus to leave the roadway and run into the Britton lumber business.
The driver, still in a seatbelt, is thrown forward as the bus crashes into a brick building occupied by its new owners.
They were on the other side of the building when the bus made contact with it, so they heard the collision, but they were not injured.
4 passengers on the bus suffered minor injuries. The bus driver remains off work with bumps and bruises.
When you run into a situation like that, no matter how much training you have, it's very difficult to prepare for somebody really assaulting you while you're operating a vehicle in motion. And so from that standpoint, I think the operator handled it as well as could be expected.
Now, Harrison did run from police, but was quickly captured and arrested. Live from police headquarters, Sylvia Corkill, Oklahoma's own News 9.
Okay, also egregious. Okay, I mean, there's all kind of fools just roaming the streets. This is why we need to bring back mental health facilities, okay? As some people are just out here roaming the streets and are clearly a danger, not only to themselves, but to others. Thank goodness no one was seriously injured in that crash. Okay. Although I wouldn't be surprised if some of the people on the bus that had minor injuries sued the bus company. Okay. Please pay attention. Hold on, beloveds. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Okay, so let's talk about it. This man is so ridiculous. This man in Houston, Texas. Let's talk about what he did. So Houston man allegedly put his private parts on restaurant food and also had child corn without the C and add a P in his phone. Okay, this man by the name of Othello Lorenzo Holmes faces 5 counts of possession of child corn with court records saying that he had between 100 to 499 images showing children younger than 10. Sick freak. And not only that, putting his business on the food at the restaurant where he worked. Okay, see, this is why I don't go out to restaurants anymore. This is why I like to eat at home. This is all so disgusting. Let me put this fool's face up on the screen. That's him right there. Okay, that's the one that did it. Now let's go to the news report.
bond has now been set at $500,000 for a former Houston restaurant employee accused of putting his private parts in food items and possessing child pornography. According to court documents, 28-year-old Othello Holmes was arrested after the manager of culture showed deputies video of Holmes putting his genitals in jelly. That led to investigators searching his phone, where they found more than 100 images of videos and child pornography. Culture's owner, Marcus Davis, spoke exclusively with Fox 26's Isaiah Carey about the restaurant's role in his arrest.
We did our job. We took the pedophile off the street. We made the hospitality industry in Houston safer because, as I mentioned, this was not a one-off in terms of where he worked in the city of Houston. And we're glad to say that we did our part.
Well, Davis also said the restaurant took action immediately by shutting down and cleaning the entire space and discarding all existing inventory. Holmes is expected to appear in court June 6th.
Just an absolute darn shame. What is wrong with these people? Okay? Putting it in the Jell-O. Ugh. All disgusting. But if you thought that was disgusting, listen to this. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see what this fool did. A lot of sick people roaming around here. That's why you need to be checking your children's internet history, looking at what they're doing on their phones and all of that, keeping tabs on who they're talking to, and also tracking their location. Because it is a whole lot of sick people out here doing all sorts of nefarious things to people's children. Please pay attention. It is not even a game. It's really sad.
A janitor in jail after police say he used cash to lure a student. 7's Michael Hudak is live in Northwest Miami-Dade with the details on this. Michael.
And the victim's family telling 7 News that this specific former employee had been making sexual advances towards their 12-year-old son since last year.
This is the face of an accused pedophile and human trafficker, 33-year-old Jermaine Garrett Hudson, a former janitor at Shays Learning Centers and Elementary, a private school in Miami-Dade's Brownsville neighborhood, who was accused of paying a 12-year-old boy for oral sex. The victim's mother says
she was told by her child that since last year there was a janitor that was exposing himself, exposing his genital areas to him at least on 2 different occasions.
The victim then told investigators Garrett Hudson approached him in December of 2023 and offered him $5 in exchange for oral sex. The 12-year-old performed that act on him, and then the two went their separate ways.
I went to go pick my kids up from school. When my daughter got in the car, she told me that she heard rumors about my son performing a sexual act with school janitor.
The incident was then reported by the victim's mother in late February. 3 weeks later, an arrest was made. Now, that mother, not wanting to show her face on camera, is speaking out.
Mentally, he's just not the same. I could tell he tried to keep himself occupied so he don't think about it. And he told me that it did affect him a lot.
When we went to Hudson's house on Friday, hi. I'm sorry to bother you. His family did not want to talk.
I'm going to grant the state's motion for pretrial detention.
Garrett Hudson, now charged with human trafficking and lewd battery.
Count 1, human trafficking, is no bond, and count 2 is a second-degree felony. That bond is $7,500.
The victim's family also telling 7 News that other families at the learning center you see behind me had been complaining about Hudson and his so-called inappropriate behaviors for over a year. We have reached out to the school for comment or interview and have not yet heard back. We're live in Northwest Miami-Dade. Michael Hudak, 7 News.
Absolutely egregious, okay? Absolutely egregious. Now he's sitting there in court looking stupid. All right, freak. They need to put him under the jail and all people like him. These people should never be allowed to walk the streets free again because this is something that they're not going to stop doing. Okay, when these type of people get out of jail or prison, what they usually do is end up taking the lives of the victims. So there's no one to tell on them this time. So they don't leave witnesses. Okay, let's not forget the story, the sad, tragic case of Christopher Barrios, who was only 6 years old. Okay, by someone who done this before and was only given probation. And then they took his life after doing this to him. Okay, so this is all sick. Indoctrinating and grooming people's children in school while parents are at work, okay, home at work, trying to take care of the household and all these things. This is what's going on. See, this is why I always advocate homeschooling your kids, because you don't know what kind of people are out here doing certain things, okay? And then the child did it. He actually did it and then didn't tell for a while. Okay, this had been going on. So, yeah, just all real sad at the end of the day. Laverne said, I'll catch a case for mine. I know that's right. Okay. So crazy. Just another woman said, I agree, Queen. They need to be under the jail. Absolutely. Okay, so now let's talk about Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas has been out here bragging. About how he played his ex, Laura Govan, out of that ring that he bought her that was about $400,000. Let's talk about it. Then he got the ring back from her. See, ladies, y'all need to pay attention because some of these men are slick. All right. She filed a lawsuit to get the ring back. Gilbert shares He shares the story of pocketing $400,000 by gifting her a fake ring. Okay, he got that ring back and gave her a fake one. Former NBA star Gilbert Arenas has some incredible stories about his playing days in the league. But what's even more interesting is his stories off the court, which sometimes are amusing to fans. Recently, he revealed the story about how he gave his ex-girlfriend, Laura Govan, a fake diamond ring. Now, it is common practice for engagement rings to be a diamond, to have a diamond at least. In Arenas' case, it was pretty much the same. But what made it interesting was how he faked the expensive ring. He says, so I paid, I think, about $395,000 to, or $495,000 for the real one. Okay, this is what he said. It was about a 15-carat diamond when he bought it. It had big stones. It was a big stone in the middle. Then it had 3 stones on the side. Now, the former Washington Wizards star shared that he proposed with the real $400K diamond ring. Unfortunately, they got into a big fight, which, according to Arenas, led to their temporary breakup. He says, when we broke up, I'm like, that was an effing waste of money. I want my ring back. So I was like, how do I get my ring back? I just got to get her back. But when she comes back, I'm going to have a fake one. Well, I tell you, some of these ninjas ain't no good. Okay, this is all crazy, but let's continue. So anyway, Arenas shared that he got back with Govan and it revealed that it took him years to switch out the fake ring. The former star said he always had the option to switch it, but waited for the right opportunity. They ended their relationship in 2014, and the couple battled over the legal court for the custody of their 4 children. Throughout all of this, Arenas still found time to troll his ex as he shared that he posted a photo of himself with the real diamond ring. He said, from there, a filing came that I robbed her. Then she filed a lawsuit to get the ring back. Despite not being married, Gilbert Arenas and Govan share 4 kids. After their separation in 2014, the court ordered the former NBA star to give her $20,000 per month in child support. However, Arenas increased the amount to $35K, and it eventually went up to $44K as he was paying for their school as well. So now I want you to pay attention because it says the court ordered him to pay her $20,000, but he increased it himself to $35,000, and then eventually he increased it to $44,000 because he was paying for their school as well. Because clearly they were going to private school. Now, according to Arenas, Govan waited to take advantage as she saw he was able to give more. However, the judge who handled their case had other plans as the two were constantly returning to the court regarding child support. So eventually the judge had it lowered to $7,000 a month. You see what happens when you're greedy? You see what happens when you're greedy? Lowered to $7,000 per month. Okay? Yeah. I find it all interesting. Jamal said, sounds ungrateful to me. Yes. Israelite said he's a simp. Well, I wouldn't say he was a simp. I mean, I guess if you have money like that, 400K is probably nothing. But this is real crazy. Okay, Pretty Wing said, dang, she played her own self. Pretty much. I mean, first of all, here's the thing. How could she not tell the difference between a $400,000 diamond and a fake one? How could she not tell that? She needs to get her game up, honey, at the end of the day, because clearly I would have noticed the difference. Okay? All right, I'm sorry, wasn't BS quality over here? What's going on? So anyway, playing the dirty baby mama, Cindy Cole. At the end of the day, here's the thing. She got $7,000, and it's always funny to me when this happens because these women, now, first of all, nobody, I don't care who you are, needs $20,000 to take care of any child. Now, she has 4, okay, so that's about $5,000 a piece, okay, so that probably makes sense. But at the end of the day, when he upped it to $44,000 and she still wanted more, and then ended up with only $7,000 per year, she brought that on herself clearly. Okay, that's what happens when you're ungrateful and you try to be greedy. You lost most of the child support money that you were getting, and then the ring. So pay attention. So Queen would have had her jewelers loop on them. At the end of the day, she still should know a real diamond from a fake one's all I'm saying, beloved. Andrea said, has anyone heard of appraisal? Exactly. Okay, Jeff ATO said child support should be done away with. Okay? I mean, in some cases, it really seems crazy, that you have to file child support. Like, people should want to voluntarily take care of their kids. Okay? And then the people that are getting the child support shouldn't try to be greedy. Just get what is, enough to pay for the children and their expenses, all of them. But some of these women want the exes to take care of them as well. That's why they try to get all these hundreds of thousands. And it's just all ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. So with that all being said, there are ways to find out if it's a real diamond also. So just absolutely. What? She doesn't have to find out because he already took a picture showing her the real one. And he's the one that had it. I find it also sneaky, okay, that he went through all of that just to get that ring back. Okay, so everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Until next time, beloveds, I will talk to you all again soon. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Oh, you know what? I forgot to show you all this. Anyone know what's going on? Look at this freak right here.
What's all this about?
One of the sort of favourites, one of the targets. And some players go cut for being a target.
Busted, okay? Had him right on camera. Nasty freak. See, this is what's going on with these people doing these people's children. Okay? Well, he needs to be locked up as well. All right, he needs to be locked up as well. So with that all being said, I love you all to life. Okay, you're all welcome. You're welcome, Roddy, beloved. Okay, you're all welcome. I hope you all enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. And until next time, beloveds, I will talk to you all again soon.
With that soul all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got